house, kids. What's up? This is Eric. Welcome to the lesson for the week. Today is Saturday, August 15. 5, 10, 15. Boom! We've been going over the book of Exodus in the last few weeks. And if you remember, God called Moses. Micah is laughing right now so much. I'm going to keep going. We're going to do this. God called Moses to lead his people, his chosen people, the Israelites, out of Egypt because they were enslaved by the evil Pharaoh there, right? And if you remember from last week, God sent 10 plagues or bad events down to Egypt to get the Pharaoh to finally let the people go. And every time the Pharaoh would be like, okay, can you please stop this bad event? God would. And then Pharaoh's like, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to let your people go. And that went on. And that's why there was 10 plagues. But on the 10th, Pharaoh's finally like, that's it. Get your stuff and get out of here. And so Moses, at this point, says, all right, everyone, we need to go. We're finally able to leave. So everyone got all their stuff. And they even got some of the Egyptian stuff, too. And then they took off, right? They're finally leaving. Yes, this is exciting. And the cool thing about this, them leaving, is that God actually was leading them. And when I say leading them, I mean God turned into a pillar of smoke. A pillar is like a big, long cylinder shape. And there was this giant pillar of smoke, which was out in front of all the Israelites. And it stayed out in front of them. And it led them the way. They just kept following the God's pillar of smoke to lead them where God was taking them. All right. And at night, it was like a giant pillar of fire. And during the day, it was a pillar of smoke. And so they followed this pillar. And eventually, it led them to the Red Sea. Right. And that's one of the seas over there. Big body of water. And they go all the way up to the Red Sea. And it was right around this point that Pharaoh back in Egypt all of a sudden was like, wait a minute. What are we thinking? Why did we let them go? And his heart got all bitter again and hardened. And he said, let's go after them. So now Pharaoh gets all of his Egyptian army with chariots and everything. And they take off after the Israelites, right? And an interesting thing about this story is that God didn't take them the short way. No, going to the Red Sea was the long way. This is not the shortcut, but God did that on purpose because God is about to do something amazing and miraculous. And he wants the Egyptians to see, and he wants his chosen people, the Israelites, to see how powerful of a God he is, right? So the Egyptians are coming, and at this point, the Israelites can hear them coming and they can see them coming. And I can imagine being the Israelites, how fearful and scary that would be. Because I could just picture like dust coming up way in the distance and the sound of the hooves. And they're just coming that way. And they were very fearful. They thought, oh, they're going to kill us. They were upset, the Israelites. Why did we even leave? Some of them thought. Some of them thought, I wish we were back there as slaves. Maybe then we'd be alive. And God told Moses to tell them, you need to calm down. I'm here. I pulled you out of Egypt for a reason. Follow me and trust me. And at this point, when the Egyptians were closing in, God took that pillar of smoke and put it in between the Egyptians and the Israelites, kind of like this big wall. So at night, they couldn't really go any further. They were kind of stuck in between. This wall was stuck in between them. And at that point, he told Moses, I need you to hold your staff up above the Red Sea. And when Moses did this and he obeyed, God created this wind which pulled up the water to either side, creating a giant valley and dry land through the middle. And it was just on either side, there was walls, giant walls of water. And that's their escape route. And at that point, the Israelites and Moses, they all take off through the Red Sea, right through the middle of it. God made a way, right? And as they get to the other side, God removes that pillar of smoke, and Pharaoh and the Egyptians, they start charging. They're like, let's get them. And so they're going, boom, they're going right through the sea following them. And right when they're about halfway, God starts messing with them, starts messing with the Egyptians. All of their chariots kind of stopped working. Their wheels kind of started jamming up and they wouldn't work anymore. And the Egyptians started realizing, this is the Israelites' God and we are no match for him. They realize that. So they're like, quick, let's go back the other way. So they're going to retreat. They're going to run back. And at that time, Moses and the Israelites all went through the sea, the Red Sea, and they're on the other side. And God tells Moses, I want you to hold your staff up again. And as Moses does that, the walls of water come crashing down on top of all the Egyptians. And none of them survived. Right? So here is a story of God saving his people. Right? God fights for his people. And here's a story of that. And we can see Jesus in so much of the Bible, like I tell you. Here's another example. God rescuing his people, even though his people aren't perfect, right? And his people sin, he still rescues them. He still finds a way to save his people because he loves his people. Just like he loves you and he loves all of us, he sent Jesus Christ so that we can be with him forever. It's a great story. This is an exciting story of a miraculous thing that God did, right? And so that's the story of the Red Sea parting and Moses and the Israelites finally getting away from the Egyptians. And check out this cool craft that Robin made. Look, here's Moses holding his staff up, and she made, it's really cool, all these waves on either side and a path down the middle. Now, if you looked in the description down below, there's a link to Robin's video on how you can make this craft. It's pretty cool. I dig it. Moses right here. Yeah, come on through. Yeah. So you'll also find down in the link below a Dropbox which has the video for this Bible lesson that you can watch also. And as well as the video, we have the coloring sheet and activity page. Here it shows Moses holding his staff up and the walls of water. So you'll probably want to color these like water. And it says, God parted the Red Sea for his people to cross. It's an amazing story. I've also thought, by the way, just this morning I was thinking as I was praying after I studied this lesson. And I was just thinking, how amazing is it that you and me, we can pray to God, and he's actually the same God who was there with Moses parting the Red Seas. We can pray to the same God who parted the Red Seas. How amazing is that? And he loves when we pray to him because he loves that we include him in our lives. For your activity sheet, we have a word search. Yeah, everyone likes a word search. All the words are down here. It looks like there is 12 of them, so you got a dozen words to find. Pharaoh, Moses, there's a bunch of them. They're gonna be, in this direction or down or diagonal. Just know that they're not gonna be backwards, so you don't have to be looking for something going the wrong way. It's all how you normally would read them. So have fun with that. That's our lesson this week. God parting the Red Seas through Moses and saving the Israelites. Hope you guys have a good one. Remember, in a couple weeks on the 30th, we are having another kids event. So I hope you can make it to that Sunday, August 30th at church. You guys have a good week, and I will see you next time. So long.